welcome to the Ask Dr. Tommy O Show. The Ask Dr. Tommy O Show takes a holistic approach to our community's healthcare needs and concerns. Today we have a very special show. It is To Aspire, Part 3. But before we get into today's show, I'd like to thank my viewers for supporting me for the past 10 years. The Ask Dr. Tommy O Show is seen in all 5 boroughs as well as northern New Jersey and now in Westchester County. As a testament to the quality of the show, I've been awarded 5 Beta Awards, so I want to thank you for all the support. So let's get into today's show because we have so much material to cover. So let me define to aspire. To aspire, to seek, to attain or accomplish a particular goal, such as a particular career or level of success. Success is very important in all aspects of your life, spiritual success as well as health and physical. So we're going to talk about Aspire, and I have a wonderful person, a wonderful guest that I've known for 10 years. His name is Coach Corrado. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So I want you to talk about your story to Aspire. Coach, we call him Coach Ray, passionately known as Coach Ray, the Brotherhood Boxing Club or Boxing Gym. And it's a nurturing program as well as a boxing program. But I'd like to tell your story because we have a 10-year relationship. We've known each other, so I know what you're about. But I want our viewers to really have an understanding of what you are and how you aspire and inspire your student athletes.
Coming from the streets of Brooklyn, born and raised, it was a hard life for me coming up. One of the things that I didn't have, although I had parents present in the home, I didn't have proper mentors. And I saw the need for that. Consequently, my life took a turn for the worse. And I thank God that I was able to come back from that and get hold of my future. And I decided to give back to society, give back to the kids in my neighborhood. So I'm back where I grew up, coaching and training the kids in the boxing club that we're fortunate to have. And, you know, we do a lot more than just boxing. You know, one of the things is kids come in and they want to learn how to fight, and that's great. I love that attitude because once I have a guy, a kid, a youth with a fighter's attitude, then he's there to be molded. And he's there to be inspired and trained in such a way where I'm in a position now to make a difference in this young person's life. And so now I take that energy that we go ahead and put into the workout and I transfer it to all areas of their life. Mm-hmm. And so I make sure that the kids doing well in school. If they have any issues, and they can come talk to me, or they can talk to any of our social workers here, or any of our youth workers. So, you know, we provide an entire holistic program for them that is based on several different pillars and models, and it's now organized, whereas initially I ran it intuitively. When I first met you 10 years ago, Doc, I was just a coach running a gym. Right. Since then, not only have I been able to influence the lives of others, but other people, such as yourself, have been able to influence me to aspire. So, in addition to being the head coach of the Brotherhood Boxing Club, I also direct several tournaments now, the Junior Olympics and the New York Boxing Tournament. And then from there, I've become the Junior Olympic chair. I am also now the vice president of USA Boxing. And those are very privileged positions that I'm blessed to be able to hold, more so because now my reach and my influence has now expanded. Right. So I'm happy in that I can aspire more youngsters to do positive things in their lives. And one of the big things with me is education. Right. I love it that a kid comes in, wants to learn how to defend themselves. That's great, considering the environment we're in with bullying and those type of self-esteem issues. And so I'm happy to be in a position to train these young men and women to aspire to do greater things in their life, but even more so to do better in their academics. Right. To plan their academic career so that when it's time for them to pick a career, they're ready So we want their career goals and what their strengths are and what their gifts are to be tied into their education. And oftentimes I can see the type of individual and I can help pick them out through their training, because a lot of truth is told about you in your training, how you train, your personality type, your psychological makeup. And so I like taking those gifts and those revelations that come from who you are in the ring and transferring them to an academic career, a professional career. We have a lot of guys that come in, many of the guys that come in to work out to be boxers are natural protectors. Some of them go on to be firemen, some of them go on to be policemen, top-notch security. Some of them go on to serve in our military, God bless them. And many of them go on to be, more importantly, role models for the youth that come behind them. And so that's a very, very important role, because I believe in mentoring all of the kids that come in contact with me, leading them on the right path. We have a no foul language policy in the gym. And so although I can't control what's in their heart, I can control to a degree what comes out of their mouth. Right. And so that's a backwards way of reaching them in their heart, because the Bible says that out of the proceeds of your heart will come out of your mouth. So if I teach them to be more conscious about how they speak, I'm doing them a favor that will translate into other generations being served properly. And so this is something that I do with a strong passion. And while I love winning titles and championships, nothing makes me so happy as seeing a list of A's coming down that report card.
Right. Well, that's part of, you said you have certain rules, what we call house rules. Now, your student athletes, because we call them student athletes, because there is academia, first, you need to know your basics. You need to know how to read, write, and your math skills, because every aspect of life you need to use these skills. Yes, it's always nice to be able to box. We say boxing here. It's not fighting. That's out in the street. Here, you're a boxer. And use boxing skills. But every day you're going to apply that discipline that you're learning here. We say dedication, discipline, determination, a good diet, a sound diet, a balanced diet with plenty of sleep, and that's usually a formula for success.
Yes.
Now here, what do you have a specific, like a grade average that your students require? Because I know that you look at the report cards.
Yes.
What are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking for matters of effort, because I can't apply the standard of an A to every student. I have to be a realist, and not every student athlete learns in the same way. I've experienced that both in the ring and academically. There are kids that are great academic learners, and there are some that have different we've come down to define them as having learning disabilities. But I like to say that rather than having a learning disability, they just have a different way of learning. Right. And there's some guys that I could sit back, relax, tell them what to do. And then there's some guys I got to be in their face. Right. And I have to be Coach Carter on them. And I have to yell and scream at them and threaten them. And sometimes I throw them out of the gym for a week so that they can come back hungrier than ever. Right. But they do. Right. And they love it. And they love the concern. First and foremost, I want them to know that I care about them, that I love them, and I can have those rules, but as long as I have that relationship, it's a lot easier to enforce the rules.
Absolutely.
Because rules without relationship lead to rebellion. Exactly. And so I find that when I have the relationship and they've given me that permission to speak into their lives, then it becomes a lot easier to mold and to inspire and to aspire for greater things.
It's like the big brother, or an older brother, big brother, or even a father figure.
Yes.
And that you take on that role. Some of your athletes, the student athletes, don't have both parents. They don't have a father, or maybe not have a mother in their life, and you step into that role and be able to encourage him to, spiritually as well as physically, to push him to the next level. And this does. We know statistically those student athletes who excel in sports have a tendency to do better in academics because it's just the discipline, determination, the dedication, because it takes a lot, especially being here in the inner city when they don't have that double, both parent home. If they do, both parents might be working and they might not be home, and or they might be not supportive. And try to get them off the street because there's a lot of action on the street, a lot of excitement. You always see the guys, they're flashing the cash, they might have the cars, they might have the girls, the clothes, and then you say, oh, am I going to come to the gym and work up a sweat? They have a choice, but here you're giving them something, you're giving them a quality education in and out of the gym, and it will translate in something positive when they're older, because as you're seeing right now, let's tell the viewers about your athletes who are now adults excelling in life.
Well, we have several different case stories that I always like to point out. We have a pro at the moment. His name is Jay Rodriguez. Right. He started with me as a young man, went on to win the Golden Gloves. Now has gone on to college and is now a self-employed entrepreneur and the boxer, so he's doing fantastic. We're setting up his next pro fight. We had to take a little back seat because he just opened up a business, and as you know, having your own business, that's a full-time and overtime type of job. We also have Dave Thompson, who both of them started about the same time, maybe about 10 years ago when I first met you, and they've both gone on to win the Golden Gloves. Dave Thompson went on to eventually become ranked #2 in the country. His loss that year in the national tournament was to Deontay Wilder. Look where Deontay Wilder is right now. Right. But that was not in the cards for Dave. Dave went on to go to college and eventually become employed with NYPD. Right. And so now he serves as one of my mentors, one of my role models, and one of my assistant coaches here at the gym. So those are two guys. But I could be here all day talking about the guys like Wesley Ferrer and Leo Laureus, all college students who are doing fantastic. My son who just won a scholarship. My other son who just won the Junior Olympics, and he's ranked #2 in the Northeast in mathematics. So, we have a long list of some great success stories, and that's the fruit that's falling off the tree that's paying off big dividends now, and I can see it affecting generations to come. Right,
exactly. We always say if you want to build a tall building, you have to lay a strong foundation, a solid foundation, and here you're doing that. Like I said, as a positive role model, a big brother, and a father figure. I was very blessed that I had both parents in my life, and my parents, both of them are still in my life, and I speak to them every single day. And some people might find that odd, but I speak to my sister, my mom, my father every day. It's important that we maintain that connection, the spiritual connection, but also just to hear their voice and just say, how you doing? Everything good? Yeah, Tom, it might be just a minute. And just, hi, how are you? Love you. That's it. Just a simple, I love you, Dad, or I love you, Mom. They might not say that to you, but if you give them a hug and encouragement, it translates into the same thing. It's a different, from a coach, but saying it with a hug, it really means the same thing.
Yes, it does. And yes, we do have a lot of young men being in the inner city. We have a lot of young men that come in with absentee fathers in the home, and many of them are craving that male mentorship. Right. And so we look to provide that in a very specialized way, and it is through a combat sport where you want to know, there's no enemies inside a foxhole. These guys come together, they band together, they form a brotherhood, right, whereby they actually depend on each other, help get me in shape, help spar with me. So they're asking each other to come spar with me. Let's help me get better. And sometimes you'll see the kids lined up to work with one of our champs and one of our pros, and our pros love it because they're getting excellent work. They're getting in great shape, and they're giving back to the next generation. And that's why it's easy to train champions, because from that one champion brings many others, right, in both in the ring and out of the ring.
Well, since we're talking about out of the ring, you have a new program that you're working on that's not even in our country. it's a mentoring and Big Brother program. Can you talk about that?
Well, right now I'm a global alumni member of Fight for Peace, or as they say in Portuguese in Brazil, Luta pela Paz. And they have saw fit to, they actually sought me out and they flew me to Brazil, where I spent a week in one of the favelas of Rio de Janeiro. And talk about culture shock, Dr. O. I've never been in a favela. You know, you want to know poverty, you want to know strife. It was an example of a place where more young people, more youth have been. As a matter of fact, the number is over 3,000 youth were gunned down, were killed due to gun violence in the year 2011, whereas 500 of their contemporaries were killed in the Arab-Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Thousands of miles away. Right. So we're looking at, one is a war zone compared to the other, a non-war zone, and more kids are dying in the non-war zone due to drugs and gang violence. Right. And so I was flown in to be a first-hand observer of the situation that goes on there and the kind of programs that I've been running. Intuitively, they gave me an actual formalized format, and they've taught me to reach out to other providers of other services. So, you know, the dichotomy in the term fight for peace is prevalent. How can you fight for peace? However, it expresses two sides of the same coin. You know, the fight represents the coach and that hard, tough love mentoring that I have to offer the kids. Many men and boys love that toughness. But we also have the peace side of it. And that is exemplified and embodied by both my wife and our youth counselor, social worker, Janet Carty. And so they provide the peace part of it. And so now it could also be provided both by me, but I'm a lot better at fighting than I am at being Mr. Nice Guy. So to be perfectly real, so I've learned to seek out other providers of those services to help my kids in areas where not all the issues are being addressed. You know, I've learned to identify the needs of our young people and help enlist the aids of those that could come in and address those issues.
Like you were saying, a holistic approach.
Yes.
Right. Well, you're talking about fighting for peace. I said, who's our mentor? Christ.
Amen.
He fought for peace.
Yes, he did.
Right? And he made the ultimate sacrifice for us.
Yes.
That's fighting for peace.
Yes,
and that's what we serve to follow in his footsteps.
Yes,
that's what it's about.
Amen.
Right? The holistic approach.
That's it.
This is what we do.
The best approach, and that's the best mentor.
Yes, absolutely. Now, and that goes with the brotherhood. That's why it's called Brotherhood Boxing Club or Boxing Gym. Holistic approach. You're taking that older brother, big brother approach, father approach, right? As a father, mentor, positive role model, successful in your own business, traveling the world now, giving presentations, encouraging to not succeed not only in the ring as well as in their academics, which they are, because we know for a fact that several of your student athletes are now in college, right? Second, third year in college. So this is a success story. It's a winning formula. We need more people like you.
Well, I have over 30 college participants in the past 10 years, so that's a number. So when you asked me for a testimony, I had to pick out and single out a few.
Exactly. All right. Well, you know, the time's wrapping up, but what I'd like you to do is if you can look right in that camera, and I want a message. I want you to inspire our youth to aspire. So look right in that camera, right to our viewers, to our youth, even the parents. Give a little message and say whatever that they can be successful.
Well, first of all, I'd like to encourage fathers. Our primary goal as a father is to encourage our young men and women so that they can achieve their dreams. Oftentimes, we would like our kids to achieve our dreams, and there's some value to that, but we really need to encourage our kids to aspire to achieve their dreams. And so that's the area that we need to lead our children. And we need to enable our kids by providing them all the tools that are necessary for them to achieve their dreams. So we need to give them encouragement, and we need to give them the tools necessary to achieve their dreams. All right, so I know you can do it.
All right. Coach, I want to thank you for being a part of the Ask Dr. Tommy
My
O
pleasure.
Show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being in the Brotherhood Gym and being
Amen.
part of the family.
Amen.
All right, so let's just go over this again. Very important. Let's define to aspire, to seek, to attain, or accomplish a particular goal, such as a particular career or level of success. Now, this is something very important. I need to thank people, and this is an important message. For those young adults and even adults, if you've been successful, I want you to reflect back and thank those positive role models for guiding you to your path of success. That message is being missed today. It's not, no one's offering that. So remember to thank, I always thank Bishop Burkett for helping me with the Ask Dr. Tommy O Show. So I'd like to thank Bishop Burkett and Church Alive Community Church. This show is a collaboration with Brotherhood Boxing Gym, Bishop Dr. Timothy Burkett, Dr. Thomas G. O'Brien II, myself, supported by Diamond Accounting, Church Alive Community Church, and Health Education Learning Programs, Inc. The mission of this show is to inspire our youth and to make a difference in our community. So I want to thank everyone for supporting me for the past 10 years. If you want to see the shows, because I do have them on YouTube, if you go to youtube.com/DrTommy, that's youtube.com/Dr. Tommy O. I want to thank everyone. God bless.
My name is Janet Carty. I am a social worker and a chaplain. And this whole topic of bullying has become a very personal one for myself and my family. I've been connected with the Brotherhood Boxing for quite some time, especially when I decided to register my children, my two boys, who one is very small and the other one is very shy. So as a result of that, and my work as a social worker, I was beginning to notice a few things about their behavior that became of concern to me. So we registered them into the Brotherhood Boxing, and it has been fantastic because I do work with special needs children. I also understand the whole issue of being different. I also have a 24-year-old who is disabled, and he's been bullied quite a bit. And as a result, again, I am very involved in his life and the lives of children who are affected by the whole issue of bullying. Building the self-esteem of our next generation is very key, and I am privileged to be a part of that. I live on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, lots of children in that community, and we travel all the way to this part of Queens. I'm not sure if it's Queens or Brooklyn, but we travel all the way here because there are not many places where you can find young children who could be prepared and built up to become confident, strong young men and women dealing with the issues of life that we deal with today. I'm available to help and build up, to be a part of this family, to build up our young people, because I believe that it does take a family, a community to grow our children.
Hello, yes, my name is David Thompson, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. and I've been here at the Brotherhood Boxing Club for 10 years now. And it's been an honor and privilege to work and train under Ray Quadrado during my times here. I started here in 2004. I was privileged to fight in the Golden Gloves on many occasions, ranked number 2 in the nation in 2007, and I fought in such countries as Ireland and here in the U.S. But overall, boxing has been a great experience for me. It helped me to understand how to deal with life situations, and it motivated me to get back in college. And now I'm working for the NYPD, so it's a great privilege. And also now I'm giving back. So what's been taught to me, I teach to the kids. Yeah, it's just a passing of the torch.
Right. Excellent.
So,
excellent.
All I can say, it's an honor and privilege, to help others succeed in life. So
excellent. And I want you to explain what this is around your neck.
Oh, these are Golden Gloves that I fought in the Golden Gloves tournament, which I'm honored to say it was a long, hard road, but through hard work and dedication, this is what happens when you dedicate yourself to anything.
Right. All right.
So all I can say is it's been an honor and privilege, and through hard work and dedication, you can achieve anything you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
God bless, man.
Well, thank you. Okay.